Hey again, everybody. So today I want to talk about kind of a feeling or a mental process that we can kind of have when we feel that we're at a low point, or especially when we've lost something. And so I was thinking about this today, and I wrote a little bit of a little note down that I'm going to pull up. And so I was thinking about like when we lose something, or when we are at like the bottom and we've gone through something extremely difficult, and we feel like we have nothing to lose. And the title of the video is Everything to Gain. So, and this, I think, thinking about this rather of thinking, instead of, oh, I've got nothing to lose now, like I can go out and do anything that I want, can often, when we're at that low point, maybe cause us to, kind of have too much of a I don't care attitude, and we may end up doing, worse things, with that nothing to lose attitude. So rather than thinking it in that way and thinking rather that you have everything now to gain, then everything becomes a new piece of you. Everything from that point on is something that can add to your character, that can make you better, because it's going to be hopefully an improvement from this low point that you were at. And so I kind of want to talk about being comfortable in that, and kind of being comfortable realizing that you might be at a low point, and knowing what the right things are to gain, when you have kind of everything to gain. And also, this also kind of, at least for me, causes an anxiety where I then think, what am I afraid to lose right now? Right? And can kind of puts me into check of what my crutches are, and what I'm kind of leaning on right now that I'm afraid to lose. And the goal isn't to have things, like never have things that you're afraid to lose to avoid that pain. But the goal is to just be prepared to lose them, and know how you're going to react to it, and kind of be prepared for that mental struggle. And so I wrote down that being empty, or being at your lowest point, is the best way to be if you want to change. Because then it's a matter of accepting something new rather than throwing something out that was old, or throwing something old out. So you have, when you are at kind of a ground zero and you're at rock bottom, or even if you're not at complete rock bottom, but you just lost a significant part of your life or of you, and so there's kind of this hollow piece of you, then anything that's going to be new that you can fill that space with, is like that's the best way that space can be, is empty. Because if you still had all of the clutter, or whatever was in there still in there, you would have to remove that first. And so that is to say that it's best to start new things when you have completely detached from old ones. And so I've been thinking about this in regards to people and relationships, and kind of things I see with my friends, and stories of people that I know who either have been involved in a relationship, and they don't fully cheat on their significant other, but they lose the feelings, but they don't say anything until much later. And so they kind of let the feelings die, without the other person being aware. And so they've already completely detached by the time that they break off. So the breakup isn't painful for them, it's only painful for the other person. And while that is kind of a severe form of this, and I don't think you should do that. I think you should, always talk to your significant other and work things through. Communication is what makes or breaks any relationship. And that can be a completely different discussion, because I could get into that. But with clearing out a space for this new thing, and figuring out what old things you kind of need to get rid of to allow this new thing to be gained. I'm kind of getting into specifics, making it a little bit more complicated than it needs to be. But at the baseline, moral or lesson that I'm trying to get at here is that when you're at your lowest, or you feel that you're at your lowest, you are now at a point where it is easiest to change your life. Like, you have nothing. If you truly have nothing else going on, and you have truly lost everything, or you feel that you have anything else, anything different than what you have had or have now lost, is going to be better and is going to be new. And so it's easiest, like, it would be harder if you suddenly, in the middle of having those things, you suddenly decided to do these other things, because then that would have clashed. And to give an example of this, this is kind of calling back on some earlier stuff that I've spoken about on this channel. But in the last relationship that I was in, if I would have been as serious socially as I am now, or not, serious isn't quite the right word, but as confident socially as I am now, and had as much trust in myself while I was still with that girl, and had the friends that I have now, that were actually a result of breaking up with her, it would have been strange. Like, it wouldn't have worked, because those things happened at the time that they needed to, and it took me, breaking up with her and kind of being at a lower point, to realize that I had these social tools, and I had these opportunities to meet people. And so I had to kind of clear out all of this old social, standards, or fake or vain confidence that I once had while I was with her, and kind of throw that all out completely, hollow that part of me out, and clean it, and maintain it to me, and then I could go forward and meet new people. And so it took being empty to incite the change. And so, and that's not to say that to do anything new, you have to lose something old. You can always add things on to whatever you have, currently going on. But that it is a lot easier to think in this mindset when you have something that is, kind of forced out of your life, or carved out of your life. Because then moving forward to have something to fill that hole is you can have a little bit of a better mental view for it, because now you have something to gain to fill that, and rather than having nothing to lose, because having nothing to lose can definitely be a kind of a, all right, well, whatever, I guess I'll just do it, which can be good sometimes, not for everything though, certainly, and rather thinking, okay, what am I going to gain from this? What is going to fill me up and get me to a higher version of me? And so I've been thinking about that, thinking a lot about self-improvement. Nothing really major has happened the past couple of days. I'm still talking to the girl I went out with on Sunday, and kind of seeing how that goes. I don't really want to talk about too much on the channel in case I jinx it, or whatever. But either any way that it ends up going, it is what it is, and I just keep being me. So, which is an easy thing to say, but you have the late night thoughts, and you know, stay up, and uh, isn't always easy to maintain that. But you know, I've got things going on, and I just met a couple new people tonight, hanging out at the hot tub with some friends, and it's nice. Like it's nice to kind of be able to just socialize, and I feel like I'm at a point where I'm comfortable enough with myself where I can just meet people, and I'm not super concerned about what they're thinking, because really, and you know, this is something I've picked up on. It took me a while to figure out, but nine times out of 10, when you're presented an opportunity to meet somebody new, even if it doesn't go well, you're probably not going to see them again. Especially if you're in college. You know, it depends on the size of your school, but I'm at a pretty big school, so I can kind of enjoy the luxury of that. But you know, that's kind of a little snippet of advice if you're feeling unconfident with meeting new people. You know, most times you probably won't see them again. If it is somebody that you know you will see again, then it's a little bit more stressful. But generally, you know, it's good to just put yourself out there. But yeah, so when we're at our lowest point, and when we lose something, now we have everything to gain. And so literally anything different, anything that's going to be a change, is going to be new, and is going to be you know, better than what you had. And so yeah, so seek after those things, and try to surround yourself with people that think like that also have things that they want to gain, and you can kind of support each other to grow with them and gain those things alongside them. And you know, it's not always going to be obvious what that thing is, but I think that will come with time. So trust yourself, and find that next thing to make you the better version of yourself. That'll be about it for now. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.